Welcome to Canada's podcast.
Hello, and welcome to Calgary's podcast on Canada's Podcast Network with Mario Toneguzzi. Joining me today is Bridget Kalvank, who is CEO of C&C Candle Company in Calgary. Thanks for joining us today, Bridget.
Hi, Mario.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the company. Tell me what the company does.
So the company, we actually create and manufacture wax candles, candle supplies as well. We distribute candle supplies and help entrepreneurs actually grow their candle company. But we also manufacture for over 378 stores across Canada as well.
Oh, cool. When did you start?
Officially, I started as a hobby just over 20 years ago. It got to be an expensive hobby, and my husband basically kicked me in 2017 and said, you need to get rid of this hobby that's costing a lot of money, or, make it into something. And so we officially signed our first contract in 2018, and we opened our first store doors, not in my garage, in February 2nd, 2019. And officially we've grown from there. So.
Okay, and tell me just a little bit about, going back in time, why that became a hobby. What was the interest for you in candles?
Yeah. So I enjoy candles. We have kids, and they were obviously a lot younger 20 years ago. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't inhaling, because I noticed the black smoke. I noticed different things that were in the candles that were happening. Right. So we decided that I wanted to look at it and go, okay, what's actually in this that I'm burning? And so I just worked on it until I found something that was a cleaner burn, healthier, but it still gave me the aroma that I wanted.
Okay. You mentioned your store. Is it just one store, or do you have more than one?
Officially, we did close down a couple of stores due to COVID. Okay. We were in the malls, and we did close 2 stores down. It hasn't really hurt us, to be honest. COVID has been a great thing for us, which is scary to say, even though our whole company did catch it in December last year. We were shut down for a couple of weeks, so it was a little scary. But we are one manufacturing company right now, and we do have, it's 1,100 square feet right now. And that includes manufacturing and a showroom.
Okay, then. And just curious of C&C, what does that stand for? Anything? Sorry.
It does. It's creative and Canadian.
Creative and Canadian.
Yes.
Okay, super. Well, what do you, in your experience from people purchasing candles, what type of customer do you have? Anything in particular, or is it just a wide range of people that are interested in candles?
We find, so with our candles, they're not the cheapest on the market, but they're not the most expensive. So we do find we have customers that range in age from 20 years old, as high as into their late 70s, right? So it is a wide variety, but they are a candle consumer. So they know the differences in between, what's got good chemicals in it and what's got bad chemicals in it.
Yeah. So, yeah. And why do you think people enjoy candles?
Honestly, it's about the memory. That's what our tagline is scent is actually the most powerful sense that we have that helps recreate memories. So when you think back to apple pie, right? We have Lorna's apple pie, which is named after my grandmother. And she makes the most amazing apple pies. And every time I smell it, that's what I think of. So it brings back that honest memory and that heartwarming item, and I think that's what people use the scent and aromas for.
That's why people they tell you sometimes when you're selling a home to have some bread in the oven or something like
exactly because the people, it takes them back, right? Scent is a very powerful sense for when it comes to memory and triggering happiness.
So how many different candles do you have then?
We actually have a total of 7 different lines, and there's about 11 candles in each line. So there's a variety from everything from basic candles, like I said, like basics that everybody looks for, vanilla, things like that, all the way through to premium oils and essential oils and candles as well. And we even have a men's line as well.
Really?
Yep. The men's line is done in a paint tin, and we call it the torch because guys don't want to have a candle.
Oh, geez, I thought maybe it would have a beer smell to it.
We do have one.
Hey, wow.
Yeah.
What kind of beer?
It's actually like a pale ale. so,
Excellent.
so there you go.
I've always said to people, what people could become millionaires if they could, if they could harness the smell of fried food, right? And because it's just something about fried food, right, that attracts people, right?
Exactly. Between fried food and just yumminess, right? But again, it's that same concept. It's that sense of smell. That's literally what it is. It's a comfort thing. Yep.
So do you still do the actual candle making?
I don't do a lot of it anymore. We have 27 employees. So we've got a few. But I do get in there, and the staff know when I'm in there because I usually make a mess. So and I'm creating stuff, and they're like, "Oh, the boss has been here." But I do enjoy going in and actually designing the new lines. I actually have a designer with me that's been like a protege for me. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah,
So, obviously from starting from scratch, so to speak, and as a quote unquote hobby,
yes.
what was the toughest thing for you to become an entrepreneur, an actual entrepreneur in this?
The toughest thing for me is I was in a very well-paying job,
Yeah.
and making well into the six figures, and giving up that kind of security and income
Mm.
made a big difference.
So what is it then about being an entrepreneur? Let's start with the positives. Like, what is it about being an entrepreneur that you enjoy and like?
I enjoy helping people, and I enjoy seeing people's face and enjoying the product. To me, it's very exciting. It's like I enjoy the invention of stuff. So inventing the candles, inventing the designs, the candles, the wax, the different products that we've come up with, and then seeing them in people's homes or seeing them post them on social media. It's pretty exciting. That's one of the best parts, actually. It's the most rewarding part, I would say. So,
Yeah. What,
yeah.
what do you think helped you along in your journey to become an entrepreneur? Were there any kind of special resources that helped you, people, books, anything like that?
Um, I've been very fortunate. I've had a lot of support from family and friends, and uh, they've assisted me. Not necessarily in monetary, all of them. Some of them have helped me financially, for sure. Um, but it's the support. Okay. As far as books go, I have had. I'm thinking strategic growth. That is one of them. It was excellent. Very good book. It actually teaches you to walk through everything, how to grow your business from a basic business all the way up to a multi-million dollar business.
Mm.
But I think the biggest thing that I've had is watching trends, and watching what people want. I think that's the most important thing, is listening to the consumer. So,
And where do you get that kind of information? Like, how do you source that out?
we did a lot of on social media. We did a lot of questions and answers, just out general for customers. What are you looking for? What would be different? What makes you want to participate in our company compared to somebody else's company? And
Mm.
that makes a lot of difference because consumers are looking for somebody to pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think like right now, obviously with everything that's been going on with COVID, but even I think before COVID, we saw a bit of a trend starting, in terms of consumers wanting local products. Do you find that is the case?
I agree 100%. The local products is making a big, big difference. People want to support um, businesses that they know are giving employment to their local people, right? People want to support Canadian, and they want to enjoy the fact of it's putting Canadians to work, and it's bringing the money back into the economy. Yep.
Yeah. What kind of plans do you have for the future for the company?
Um, so in a perfect world, to be honest,
Yeah.
we would love to be in a position where we can produce a variety of different waxes that are blended right here in Canada, putting Canadian farmers to work, growing the products, things like that. It's a long-term goal for sure. Um, and then we also want to grow and have what we call a creativity center. So it allows other entrepreneurs to come in and actually design product right in shop and use equipment that normally they wouldn't be able to afford.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, where do you get the the ingredients for the candles? Where does that come from?
Right now, we actually get most of it from the US.
Okay.
Yeah. We do our darndest to make sure that everything's North American. There are some things we can't get around. Glassware, unfortunately, is a lot more cost effective in China, so much cheaper for that. I wish there was local. But yeah, most of it comes from North America. Anything that burns in the candle, we require to be North American made.
Oh, okay, that's super.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously, being an entrepreneur is pretty much a 24/7 job, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Do you have any time to do anything else?
I do. We not much, but
Yeah.
but I do definitely, like, we will never ever be open Sundays, because I believe that should be a day that everybody gets off, and my staff are never expected to even consider that. Same with long weekends and things like that. We give all those holidays off because I think it's important to have that balance.
Yeah.
But my husband and I, in between when we can, we try to go and visit the grandkids and our kids, because we do have 4 total and 4 grandkids. And then we typically will go to the mountains. We'll go for hikes. And my favorite pastime is actually taking nature shots of animals. So
Really?
yeah, I enjoy it very much.
What kind of animals have you taken pictures of?
I've taken black bears, grizzly bears, deer. Yeah.
How close to the bears were you?
Probably closer than I should have been.
Well, it's not actually. It's not funny right now, but there was in the news just the other day here in Calgary,
Yes.
in the Calgary area, that someone was killed by a bear. But
Yes.
yeah, what does nature do for you?
For
Me-
me, it allows me to relax and just enjoy the moment, right? Because, like, when you see, for example, we saw a grizzly bear just sitting by the side of the road. He was just so peaceful, right? And to take a picture of that bear, it can be so dangerous, but at the same time, when you're looking at it, it's so peaceful and you just enjoy the moment. My favorite shots that I did was of these 2 cubs, and they were black bear cubs. Mama bear was sitting on the side, and they were playing around a tree trunk that had fallen down.
Oh, wow.
And they were literally swatting each other, and I got so many beautiful pictures. But it was so fun to watch them. They were just like little kids playing. It was so cute.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm the same way as you. I like to go outside. Even I work from home, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I do.
Yeah.
And I have to go outside throughout the day, right? And
Exactly.
just even sit outside and admire the trees, the bushes that we have, or whatever. I think that's an important thing that people need to do, especially if they're entrepreneurs. As I said, 24/7, boy, can sure take a toll on you, right?
You can. And what a lot of them don't remember is you're still a human. You still need to take that breather, because even working for yourself, it's a great reward because you're enjoying the fruits of your own labor. But at the same time, you have to breathe, and take that relaxation and enjoy the family,
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Anything else, Bridget, you'd like to add that I didn't ask you about?
You know what? I really hope that people start taking, family life and appreciating things more, because it's really, really important. It is. And I think that's one thing that COVID has taught everybody,
Yeah.
if nothing else. And if you want to go for your dreams, think big.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. You've got to really think big and go for it. Making the jump is scary, but when you actually do make the jump, it's incredible.
I'm just curious. You mentioned we've learned a lot through COVID in the past year or so. What do you
Yep.
think you learned from a business standpoint from COVID?
From a business standpoint, is to definitely stay ahead of the game. So, for example, you've got to switch things up. You know, we were doing supplies and stuff. We targeted and went after kits so people could do them at home, enjoy them with the kids. Give them different things to do. You have to think of those things. You can't stay stagnant. It's just not going to work.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that's the biggest thing to learn from an entrepreneur aspect from this.
All right. Super then. All right. Well, thanks, Bridget, for joining us today.
Yes. Thank you for having me. It was great.
Okay, great. That was Bridget Kalbank, who is CEO of CNC Candle Company here in Calgary. This has been Calgary's podcast on Canada's Podcast Network with Mario Toneguzzi. Thanks for joining us today.